وبالله ومن الله.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be on the noblest of the prophets Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, his companions, and all those who follow in righteousness to the day of reckoning. I take this opportunity to welcome you to another edition of Ramadan in 10 minutes on RAANOD TV. By way of reminding ourselves about the month of Ramadan and also about fasting, the Prophet ﷺ, in that hadith that I have quoted several times on this program in past episodes, tells us that when we do that which Allah has not made obligatory for us in the month of Ramadan, we get the reward of someone who has done that which Allah has made obligatory in some other months. And if we do that which Allah has made obligatory in the month of Ramadan, then we get the reward of someone who has done 70 deeds that Allah has not made obligatory in some other months. My fellow believers, let us take advantage of this opportunity, because this could be our last Ramadan and we may not have the opportunity of witnessing another Ramadan. It will only be a bonus if we get the opportunity to witness another Ramadan. And by way of learning from the lives of the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, today we want to look at the life of NUSAYBAH bint radiallahu anha. NUSAYBAH bint radiallahu anha was also known as Amara radiallahu anha. She was one of the early converts, or the early people to convert to Islam. Because she is a woman, let us look at the position, the reverence of women before Islam. They were never regarded as human beings, although the men married them, but they never respected them. It was a shame, it was a disgrace for a man to hear the news that his wife has given birth to a female child. So what was known as female infanticide, where they buried their daughters, was something that they were doing then. But Islam came and restored the rights of women and gave pride and dignity to women, to the extent that there is a Surah to Nisa in the Quran, to the extent that there is a Surah to Maryam in the Quran, to the extent that women can inherit and can be inherited, to the extent that the rights, if you read Surah to Baqarah, the rights that are due to men, they are similar rights for women, except that Allah had raised men a little higher than women. So NUSAYBAH bint radiallahu anha played a prominent role in the Battle of Uhud. In the Battle of Uhud, she played a prominent role where she defended the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She also participated in the Battle of Hunain, in the Battle of Yamama, and she was also present at the time of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. You remember in our previous lessons, when we're talking about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taking a decisive position, serving as a leader, serving as a diplomat. When we're talking about the diplomatic skills of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the second 10 days of Ramadan, we mentioned the Battle of Hudaybiyah, we mentioned the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, which eventually led to the victory of Islam. NUSAYBAH Bint radiallahu anha was there when this treaty was signed. NUSAYBAH was a sister of Abdullah ibn Ka'b, and she was the mother of Habib bin Zayd al-Ansari radiallahu anhu, and then also the mother of Abdullah, who was also her son. And both of them, Habib and Abdullah, they were both martyred, and they were children she had from her first marriage. Then later on, she had another son, Tamim, and then another daughter, Hawla. So in all, she had 4 children, 3 sons, and then a daughter. But the first 2 sons were all martyred in Islam. If we want to talk about NUSAYBAH Bint Ka'b, she was one of the 2 women plus 72 other men who came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at Al-Aqaba to swear the oath of allegiance to Islam. She was one of those 2 women plus 72 other men who came to Al-Aqaba that they wanted to swear an oath of allegiance to Rasulullah. And you know, when we were taking the bayah, the oath, they put their hands on that of Rasulullah, and these were women. Let's leave that lesson for some other day, inshallah. We'll look at that. But NUSAYBAH was the first woman warrior of Islam. As I said, she took part in the Battle of Uhud. Initially, she was providing water to the thirsty Muslims who were fighting, and she was tending their wounds. Those who got wounded, she had to be there to dress their wounds for them. It was when she realized that the Muslims had disobeyed the commandment of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and now the kuffar were killing them, and some Muslims were taken to their hills. Then NUSAYBAH Bint Ka'b radiallahu anha decided to step in to defend Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And even in that battle, she received many wounds in that battle of Uhud. During the time of Abu Bakr, she fought in the battle of Yamama together with Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, in which she received 11 wounds, and she lost her arm in that particular battle. Even she lived on during the time of Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. So during the rulership of Umar, and let me say that both Abu Bakr and Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhuma, they both respected and revered NUSAYBAH Bint Ka'b radiallahu anha. During the time of Umar, just to wrap up, Umar received a gift from a foreign delegation, and he was thinking of, who do I give it to? And some people, give it to one of your daughters. And some said, no, give it to your daughter-in-law. Then Umar bin Khattab said, there is someone who deserves this gift better than my daughters and my daughters-in-law. And that person is NUSAYBAH Bint Ka'b, because of her dedication to Islam, which she did. Unfortunately, time will not permit me to give us a background to Surah Al-Ahzab, Quran chapter 33, verse 35. It was NUSAYBAH Bint who came to Rasulullah and said, it appears the Quran emphasizes on holy men. Then Allah revealed the verse in which Allah said, the Muslim man and the Muslim woman, the believing man and the believing woman, the obedient man and the obedient woman, the truthful man and the truthful woman. And Allah goes on to tell the patient, the man who is patient and the woman who is patient, the man who is humble and the woman who is humble, the man who is charitable and the woman who is charitable, the man who is fast and the woman who fasts, the one who guards her chastity. Then Allah will go to say, the man who remembers Allah most and the woman who remembers Allah most. For them, Allah has prepared forgiveness and a great reward. This is how far time will permit us to look at the life of NUSAYBAH Bint, because we don't want to do a second part, because there are other companions that we also want to highlight in these last 10 days of Ramadan. May Allah let us emulate their good examples. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.